Hello everybody, welcome to Virtual Rook. Today we're going to be going over the Tundra trackers. They finally came and I'm very excited. So without further ado, let's open them up. Oh yeah. I'm going to be explaining a bit of what these are because some of you might not know, but first I figured we could start with a beautiful unboxing. So let's take a look. What do we get inside of our box? All right, so it looks like we have another container, obviously, makes sense. I really like that they had their logo printed on the side of the box, by the way. I think that that looks really heckin' nice. It is a nice touch. Inside of here, we have another bag, or a bag, I suppose. The carrying case for the Tundra trackers, which is beautiful. This is because I was an early bird backer. I don't know if you get the case now, if you buy the Tundra trackers after the fact of the Kickstarter being done. Let me give you a little bit of information before I start unpacking this, now I think about it. Tundra trackers, they were made by Tundra Labs, who started the Kickstarter for the Tundra trackers. This was either started on Kickstarter March 29th of 2020 or 2021. Again, it'll say right here, by Tundra Labs. It's a tracking system built to work with the Steam Lighthouse tracking. So if you have Steam Lighthouse tracking and you want to have full body tracking, you can use these similar to how you would use a Vive track. So the original Kickstarter was trying to reach a goal of $250,000. They actually hit that goal in just a couple of hours. So in day one of the Kickstarter, they were backed. And at the time of recording this, they currently have over $1.3 million in backing funds and over 3,736 backers currently, which is really impressive for any Kickstarter. I pledged for the early bird special, which was 3 tracking units. That's 1 per foot plus your waist. And that took me to about $300. That also got me this lovely carrying case, as well as foot straps for the Tundra trackers to attach to, as well as a waist strap for the third tracker. I actually got this, I want to say on the 24th of December, 2021. So they are starting to roll out the early birds. I was bummed because I wasn't in the first set. I think the first set were like backers 1 through 80. And now a little bit later coming in, I think I was backer like 300 something. So this is awesome that they've already reached me, because that means that everything's in full force or going strong in their production line, which is really awesome. So the carrying case feels amazing. It feels like whenever I get nice new filming equipment, honestly, but let's get this open and take a look inside. It feels solid, so you don't have to worry about your Tundra trackers getting damaged, which is amazing. Ooh, and it has a very nice foam inlay. It reminds me a lot of the camera, what are they called? Like turtle shell cases or whatever. Really nice, strong foam inside of here. All right, wow, there's so much to unpack. So these are the stars of the show, if you will. Oh, they're a little bit hard to get out. Oh, they are tiny. This is a Tundra tracker, ladies and gentlemen. It's so small. It's actually 50% smaller than the Vive trackers. And from what I've seen, just as accurate, if not even better, at tracking. So, gosh, these are gonna be so cool. We got, again, like I said, 3 of those. They weigh nothing, which is remarkable. Cablage, really nice braided cables for the charging, which, hell yes. We've got what looks like the waist strap for it. These are probably the foot straps, and these are the mounting plates for it. So, well, one of the mounting plates. This is really heckin' cool, and I'm really excited to talk about this because this has a modular bottom. The one that's on here right now allows a strap to go through it, which you can probably see, but you can unscrew that one and you can instead attach this one. And this is one of the things, well, I'll get into it more later, but this is actually a camera base mount or a tripod mount. And then last but not least, and this is a big one, if you're already somebody who uses the Vive trackers, you are aware that each of the trackers actually needs its own dongle to be plugged into the computer, which is a lot. It's so much. So the cool thing that Tundra Labs is doing is that it has one universal tracker, or USB dongle, that will attach to, I want to say, up to 8. I think it's up to 8 trackers. I'll put how many trackers right here, but it's very capable for all of them. I believe they have other units or more powerful units that are capable of tracking even more. I don't know why you would need so many, but I suppose for production, it would be really helpful to have a crazy amount of trackers everywhere and ready to go. So you've got your Tundra trackers. They are here. They're beautiful. I'm so excited to give these a shot. But you might be wondering, what can you do with Tundra trackers? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is probably all of those videos of people dancing in VR chat, and that is fair, because that is what a lot of people are probably going to use these for. But there is more than just that. I mean, you can track your hands. I'm hoping to be able to use these as hand straps, so when I'm playing Synth Rider, I don't have to worry about smacking my index controllers off of each other whenever I'm trying to do some crazy moves in Synth Rider. That's a hope. I'll see if I can get that to work. You can track your cat if you really want to be crazy, because then you don't have to worry about accidentally kicking your pets while you're playing. I don't know how quickly it would pick up on the tracking whenever they moved into the play space. These are light enough that you could probably put them on a collar and it would work, which is kind of hilarious. You can track your drink. This is something that a lot of alcoholics use in VR chat as well, so that whenever they are in VR, they don't have to come back out just to find their alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. Speaking of beverages, check out my Redbubble, link down below. We're selling merch now. It's great. This is not one of the things you can buy there, though. This was a present from Christmas. That's very nice. You can also track a camera, which is awesome. And one of the things I really want to do, again, that is one of the reasons why they give you this dongle or attachment for the bottom of them, because you can do virtual production. Virtual production is similar to the things that we see with shows like The Mandalorian. Whenever they had that big 3D screen in the background, that was actually running, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Unreal Engine in real time with those backgrounds set up, so that while the camera's moving, they have trackers on the camera. They're being duplicated inside of Unreal Engine, and because of that, they're able to have the background change on the giants. They're not 360, they're 180 screens. Actually, there might be 360 ones too, but I know that they used a lot of 180 screens. So that's why if you're looking anywhere besides the camera, or through the lens of the camera, the whole background looks really strange because it's moving all weird. But according to the way the camera is seeing it, it's getting the perspective changes it needs. And it's actually lighting the actors and actresses accurately to make it so, you know, it looks like they're more there. I obviously don't have one of those giant screens, but what I do have is a green screen. And one of the things I really want to try to do is track using this and film real-time green screening in Unreal Engine while tracking the camera, which I think will be really cool to see. But this opens up a world of possibilities. There's the obvious, again, dancing and things like that, or just being more present in VR, but it goes even further than that. The Catwalk C uses a VR tracking system where it's just using gyroscopes that you essentially attach to your feet, and whenever they, you know, detect rotation and movement, they consider that like a step forward, right? And that's about all that the Catwalk C is really even doing, is making sure that your feet always end up back in the same spot after you take a step. And it has a tracking module in the base so that whenever you rotate, it knows that you're rotating your waist, which is why I can walk forward and look left and aim my hands left, and it knows what my forward direction is because it's tracking the rotation of the whole, you know, of the catwalk itself. The weak point for me was always how the Catwalk C tracked your walking, because since it's just using the gyroscope's data, any movement of your foot could be considered a step, which is never good. Also, anything besides just taking a step forward isn't always the most accurate thing, or it's actually never the most accurate thing. It always assumes you're walking straight forward. If you want to do a side step, then it has to wait until the gyro inside of that foot feels like it's like sideways, like pitched. And then after about a second, but it's too long, it'll start to move your character that direction. Or if you want to take a back step, you have to push one of your feet back. It feels very awkward and unnatural. And again, after about a second, once the software figures out what you're doing, it will, you know, register that as going backwards, and it'll just keep going backwards. So one of the things that, if I can figure out how to do it, I would really like to do is set up an array around your feet that kind of matches loosely up with how far of a step you can take on the catwalk in, you know, a digital representation, and then have these attached to my feet instead of the Catwalk C's feet attachments, and make it that whenever these take a step forward and hit this array of sensors that I want to build in Unreal Engine, it moves your character that direction, kind of like an analog stick. So if you take a step dead forward, you take a step forward in the game. If you take a step at a 40-degree angle, you go that direction in the game. If you take a step backwards, then your foot passes through the hitbox and the game knows that you just took a step that direction. It makes sense in my head, and although I have no programming knowledge or very little programming knowledge, I really want to see if I can get that to work, because, you know, spending an extra couple of dollars after you already bought a Catwalk C, which is, you know, past $1,000 at this point, unless you can get it on discount. I mean, if you can already afford a Catwalk C, you can afford 3 of these. So it could be an even better tracking solution for more accurate movement and gameplay. So we'll get into that. I'm hoping that could be a whole video one day if I can figure out how to get it to work. Maybe we'll do a here's why it failed video, and that'll be interesting. Yeah, let's take this into the room and have a look to see what setup's like. That's actually a good point. Are there no instructions in this? Well, it took me a second, but I was able to get the full tracking set up. You can see that I have one on my waist. That's just so it knows which way my hips are going. Very beautiful. And I have two, or I have one on each foot. So I can actually give myself a good move. It seems like everything's working great. You know, the hips are working, so it's everything that I wanted. Honestly, I can't get over just how smooth the tracking is. There's that like slight bit of jitter, but I mean, wow. Even like the feet like actually planting on the ground, just as my feet are planted on the ground, is just a little bit mind-boggling to me. Even like tilting my feet, I can see that the character's foot is tilted. Like, I feel like, you know, we have to do like an Irish jig or something. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, but yeah, I mean, setup was really, really easy, and you know, I don't have my face trackers on right now, so that's unfortunately not showing up. All you're going to do to get your avatar calibrated so that it'll actually use your foot trackers, which you will always be able to see, which is nice, is you're going to open up your menu. You're going to go to full body avatar calibration. You're going to say start tracker calibration. Your guy's going to T-pose, and it's going to instruct you. You'll see that T-pose is actually out in the real world for me. I can, the real world, put my hands inside of where roughly his hands are, and put my feet roughly where the avatar's feet are, and then press both triggers, and then that syncs us back up, and you can see that my feet are now in line with the orange body. After that, all you have to do is hit calibrate my avatar, and you'll see that we have knee, left knee, all of that fun stuff, tracking as best as it can. Finish avatar calibration, close calibrator. And there you have it. It's as easy as that. And we are in, we got beautiful legs. We can make sure that we're getting nice, good squats, you know? It's so ridiculous. I love it. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it overall. As I said before, I really want to do some experiments to try to see if we can use these on the catwalk for better foot movement capture, or rather like better walking. I think that there's a really cool way that we could use this to mimic walking more accurately with the catwalk. But until then, I'm gonna probably go and see if I can. I know there's like a Beat Saber that you can play with your feet, so that's kind of cool. I can't help but just shake my foot, so that's why the feet keep on shaking, is just because I like watching it wiggle and then just still be correct. It's just strange. Okay, but anyways, thank you so much for watching, everybody. But I think that about covers it. I mean, the setup was so quick, it's accurate, it works exactly the way that I hoped, and I'm just so pleased that this is as this is so good. And you can always upgrade to more trackers, but you can always add more trackers. So you could have elbow trackers, you could have chest trackers if you would like. You can have a drink tracker, which I think is a great idea. And yeah, it's really cool technology. It's insane that we're this far along into VR and what you can do. It's just kind of blowing my mind. But yep, have a good one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Please like, comment, subscribe. It really, really helps the channel. And come check me out on Twitch, because it's Virtual Rook on Twitch, and I do stuff like this, or just play regular games. I don't know. This is going on for too long. Anyway, have a good one. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.